So Conor was victorious. He was dominant. Chris came in trying to be technical, but Conor came with a different strategy. The boxing IQ, that was the difference. This was the surprising narrative that has maybe closed the chapter. It was not an exciting fight. It was technical. Benn used feints and effective jabs to write the story. This was Conor Benn's night. But it was not just a victory. It was his comeback from adversity. Conor was out of the ring for so long and there was so much controversy, but he came back and was victorious. There is a difference between brawling and boxing. A street fighter is not necessarily a good boxer. It's a science, it's an art. In the rematch, Conor respected the art of boxing. His head movement and lower center of gravity took away the left hook, the feint, and then the hard work to the body. That was an investment. Chris tried to counter, but the feints, Conor mastered it. Conor became the master because he respected the science. In simple terms, Conor's mastery won him the fight. Tony Sims said Conor had a high boxing IQ, and he was right. Boxing is often won in the mind. In a sense, mastering the mind is a massive element in boxing. Conor presented a puzzle that Chris could not solve, and as his confidence grew, he spoke to Chris. Chris was fighting many things. He was fighting feints, effective jabs, thunderous rights to the body. Some may say father time, and some may say rehydration. He tried the left hook counter time and time again, but it wasn't there. The feint, the body work and the jabs, they kept Chris in a defensive state. Conor implemented his game plan and was controlling the tempo. Chris could not affect Conor's mind, and he could not affect Conor's body. Chris utilized good ring movement. He tried to use the jab, but they were not landing. They were not picking up points, and this was crucial. He was trying to counterpunch, trying to be an intelligent fighter in the ring, but Conor evaded most of the counter-punching opportunities. After 6 rounds, Chris needed to change the tactics of the fight. In the last fight, in the last 2 rounds, he fought effectively on the inside. When you push an opponent back to the ropes, you can nullify their power, but that change never came. Composure, it's important, but sometimes you have to roll the dice. On this night, Chris had no dice to roll. It was sad to watch, and there was something wrong. Conor was brilliant, but there was something wrong. Both men came into the ring in a confident manner. Benn had a great entrance, and Chris's entrance was exceptional. But does confidence matter if you have the wrong strategy? Boxing is about making adjustments. Chris is an intelligent person and he is an intelligent fighter, but he could not make those adjustments for whatever reason. Conor was exceptional and Chris could not get into his rhythm. Perhaps the reason for this was because Conor had stolen his dance shoes, metaphorically speaking. And in that sad moment, and it was a sad moment of when Chris fell to the canvas, he stood up tall and he did not quit. Yes, he was thoroughly beaten. He was convincingly beaten. But he was a warrior because he got up twice, and that is an act of courage. And both were courageous, but in different ways. So this is how the chapter probably closes, not with chaos, but with some form of clarity. Conor did not just beat a man, he had beaten a moment in time. He beat doubt. He beat the version of himself that many people had judged. This was not about beef or bravado, it was about Conor's boxing evolution. The brawler had become the boxer. The raw power found a brain to match the engine. This is what changed. Chris played his part in this story. He walked through the fire and stood up. He showed heart when his tactics failed him. He showed pride when his body betrayed him. And for that, he still deserves respect. But on this night, the ring spoke a certain truth. The feints, the jabs, the body shots, the head movement, the discipline, the control, the boxing IQ. In the end, it was Conor Benn's victory. It was a statement that the mind matters, that the science matters, that you can fall, you can be questioned, and still come back sharper, smarter, stronger. So the rivalry may be over, but the lesson remains. Boxing is not just about who hits hardest, it's about who truly understands the fight.